Hey everyone, this is Sounds Welcome. Welcome to my second video with this new reaction series that I'm doing. Just looking at different tracks and reacting to music that I haven't heard yet. This one comes out of the woodworks of a different vein and genre label that I've been eyeing for a really long time. Probably ever since early last summer, maybe even like before I really knew that I was like looking into this genre, maybe like, early last year, just like around like last January, last February. But the relevancy of it was brought up to me by one of my friends, Jackson. Um, Jackson, I'll just say Jay because I have a couple friends named Jackson. Um, and when he brought up all these things under A.G. Cook's London like PC music label, he gave me this compilation album to listen to that had all kinds of different music on it from the works of like Hannah Diamond, um, GFOTY, Ducks Content, just like some things that I'm reading off the list here, but definitely GFOTY and Hannah Diamond were some of the standout artists on there. Now, this A.G. Cook label, from what I understand, is kind of sort of like monopolizing or founding sort of in a sort of organized manner this PC music, or as some people may call it, like hyperpop, or even like nightcore renditions. I know that a couple of major artists coming out this year with some nightcore based music. One of them is Grimes. Grimes has a huge nightcore kick of an album that's coming out here pretty soon. So yeah, I've just noticed that this PC music thing is becoming more and more prevalent. Another big one that came out last year is 100 gecs, their album 1000 gecs, which is about a 27-minute album that was just nothing more than this high-pitched, vocalized, sort of cacophony of sounds. It was almost like a massive shit post of an album. I mean, that's like everyone's initial reaction to it was just like, this is kind of hilarious, but at the same time, it was massively catchy. Yeah, they ended up getting a lot of recognition throughout the year for their work. So 100 gecs are also, I would say, they're not in this label, but they're definitely in this genre vein. But what is it? Sorry, apologies. Pause this for a second. Planet 1999. This album just kind of came up. Sorry, this song just kind of came up in my recommended, and it looked pretty trendy. The other day, whenever I saw it, it was at about 11,000 views. Now it's at 29K. So seems like it's ascending pretty rapidly up the algorithm. Let's see how far it goes, because right now A.G. Cook's label in general, this channel doesn't really have that many subscribers, but I do have a feeling, just with the retro aesthetic of it all, people tend to love that kind of stuff, and I could definitely see A.G. Cook becoming a more popular household name, especially as more DJs and things of the sort start mixing this kind of music into their style, because I think that because it is pop and because it is different in a sort of way, the ability for it to be fused with other genres. One of them in particular, and sorry this intro is so long. One of them in particular though would be Dylan Brady, who's also from 100 gecs. He's worked with tons of hip hop artists, infusing his sort of like glitched out performance with that of other hip hop artists. I could see this becoming a more popular genre this year. So let's just watch this video and see what Planet 1999 is all about. Okay, definitely has like the whole retro synth look. Oh, we have Furbies. Okay, all right. You got the Doom walls in there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the thing about that style that I think is so hard to pin down for a lot of bands and artists is that it has such a kitschy appeal at this point. It kind of really does. It can be overdone at some points, but that's entirely the opposite of what I feel about this. I'm just saying I really think that they nailed down the aesthetic of their music video. Um, it does a good job of like their band's Planet 1999, but it feels like this is like somewhere in like the late 80s. It has like kind of like that Matrix. I mean, I know Matrix is a 90s film, but at the same time, it has like kind of like that early era internet kind of feel. Kind of feels like that movie Hackers, but also doing a good job of like incorporating some of the gothic style of like Cocktail Twins or like MDV, just like within like the makeup and like clothing choice and things like that. Just some things that I picked up on. Some people might think differently, but um, yeah, I really like this kind of it's a cute tune, Um, I will say it's interesting to see this coming out on A.G. Cook's label too, because a lot of the elements of this kind of remind me of Hannah Diamond, which if you haven't heard her record, it was a really underrated record of hers last year, and it's a full length one too. I mean, hers is a lot more amped up, like more along the lines of like some Charlie XCX work. This kind of gives me more of like a more of a lo-fi scale version of like Hatchie or like other like shoegaze pop artists that are around right now. But yeah, I mean, this is really interesting. I think it's a cool addition to Cook's label. Um, yeah, I mean, I think it's wonderful. I guess I could say in the future I'd like to see a bit more, variation in like musical, like instrument choice. I know that like it has sort of like the whole '80s synth thing going for it, but it did kind of feel. It kind of like felt like like one of those like offhanded like tracks that you would imagine in a Kmart back from like 1988. That's like you can't quite put your finger on what exactly that song is, but it has like some sort of nostalgia semblance to you. So they did a good job capturing that, but I'd like to see what more of their music maybe comes out in the future if they have other tracks out right now, and just to kind of see where else their sound goes. But overall, this song and videos are a nice touch. I think I like the video personally more than even the song. So yeah, they got a good thing going. Dig the trench coats, the Furbies, everything. So yeah, Planet 1999 party. Give it a listen. Spotify, whatever you got. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye bye.